Right, here we are for the the tutorial on how to draw the MDF mould for pewter casting. This is what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to produce a drawing like this. See how it's 50 millimeters by 75 millimeters, the same as the aluminium jig we've made. It's got 8 millimeter holes in it. It's got a 10 millimeter funnel here that narrows down to 5 millimeters, and then a 40 millimeter circle here. The process that we're going to use for drawing this is sort of described here. So we're going to start with a rectangle, put through a center line, offset that center line a number of times, and offset the overall rectangle to get the centers for those circles. So I've tried to simplify the process down as much as I can in this drawing to try and just make things as quick as possible. And you'll see some quite good techniques to speed your drawing up. So we're going to start with a new drawing, Command N, and it'll give you all these options here. You need to choose this ACAD ISO DWT. And let's open that up. Now before we go any further, save this correctly. We'll call this Pewter Mould 00. This is my third effort, so 003. And we're going to start with a rectangle down in the origin. So the shortcut for this is RECT, rectangle. And then we're going to specify the first corner point, which is 0, 0, 0, and then press enter. Now let's just zoom down like that. And now we're going to specify the length of those lines to get the size of the rectangle. So it's 50, 75. You can see that's made a little wee circle down the corner, rectangle down the corner there. So we can zoom into that, Z for zoom, enter, and then E, I think it's E. If it's not E, it's X for extents. There we go, it is E, E for extents. Right, so first thing we need to do is offset the rectangle to create the rectangle inside here. So we're going to click on this, type offset, and then we're going to specify the distance, and we're going to make that 10 millimeters. And then just going to turn this tool here on and click that to center, and we're going to draw a line, alpha line, just escape out of that, alpha line. First point goes in the center there, drag it down to the center there. So basically these are and then we need to offset this line. So click on the line, off, specified distance. We're going to go 2.5, enter, 2.5, enter. It's still in the offset mode, so I don't have to keep typing offset. So you'll end up with a total of 5 lines there. And then we're going to draw the circles in the corner here. So just press escape and C for circle. Drag over the corner there and drag a circle. Now the radius of that is 4 millimeters. The bolt that we've got is 6 millimeters, and that's made an 8 millimeter hole. So we've left the hole a little bit bigger than it needs to be, so that we can sort of align things perfectly a little bit later. Down to C for circle again. 4. Now you might see that I'm using the up arrow there to bring back the repeat command, the same as the last command that I've used. Right, let's just flip back to our other drawing so we can have a look at what we're aiming for. So we've got the 5 lines in there. We've got the offset rectangle and the 4 circles. We need to put in this funnel shape, and we also need to put in the big 40 millimeter circle. So let's start with the big circle, I think. C for circle, and there we go, it snaps right in the middle. We'll drag that out and the radius of that needs to be 20. And then let's zoom in here and draw the funnel. So alpha line, we're going to snap it to there and then drag it. Now see how I've dragged it too long? It says 6.69 there, so I'll just type 7 and then we'll go tab 30. 30 is the angle that you want to get the right shape there. And now we'll go alpha line again, and we should be able to get it to snap there and snap there. We'll come back and trim out these bits that we don't need in a minute. And I think that is all we need. So let's just save that before we go any further. Now it might be a good idea just to copy all of that, Command C, and paste it, and just turn the snap to grid on, snap it in there. And now we can leave that as our sort of master drawing and use this one to trim from. So I'm going to type trim. I'm going to select what I want to trim, which is all of this. Press enter. And now we go through and we select everything we want to trim out, which is that little bit, that bit. So I can zoom in for you so you can see this a bit more clearly. Let's leave this rectangle here. We'll just come back and delete the whole thing a little bit later. That looks up here. We need to delete this out. So that looks pretty good to me. Press enter because we're done with our trimming. And now we're just going to select the individual pieces we want to delete out. So I'm just clicking on those and pressing delete. There we go. Command S to save that. You can see actually once you get that working drawing set up and then you go through and trim it, it's a pretty straightforward process. This circle here, the reason we've drawn a circle here is that's the sort of frame for you to design your piece of pewter jewellery within. So your design needs to stay within that shape. If it gets any bigger, it's going to get too close to the holes and too close to the edge. And also you're going to start using a lot of pewter, which will get expensive. So hopefully that tutorial is useful for you. Let me know if there's any way that I can change the way that I present them and improve it for you. Thank you very much.